Meggiecomix. So yesterday I took a little bit of a break just because I couldn't seem to get motivated to do this. But during the time I came up with this idea because my niece Ava wants me to draw an underwater scene. I decided to do something a bit different. So I am going to be trying to work on my first stop motion animation using pictures that I'm going to draw with you today, and then I'm going to cut them all out overnight, and then we're going to try and make our first stop motion together tomorrow if you want to play along. So basically my idea is that I'm going to be using this black paper. I'm going to make some clouds that are going to kind of be moving across the page for the stop motion. I'm going to make a bird, and then I'm going to start to work on all the underwater things. So I know that I'm going to want a few clouds, like I said. And the way that I do clouds is kind of, it's like a curved line comprised of a bunch of loops. And then when you get to the bottom, the way I do it is I do sort of a little flat bottom. So I'm gonna make a few of those, all different sizes. And you can do all kinds of other stuff, like you can make a rainbow that's gonna move across the sky. You can do a sun, or you can do a moon that's gonna be in the sky. I think I'm gonna do a sun. So because I want the sun's rays to kind of move around, I'm gonna draw them over here on the side. Alright, cool. So we're off to a good start. So what else do we want in the sky part of this? So I think it would be kind of cute to have a bird flying. So that's kind of like its little beak. Again, I remember in one of my videos with you I struggled to draw a bird. I still am not very good at it, as you can see, but it's gonna be cute, so that's all that matters. So it's kind of like an M on its side. And the reason why I'm drawing it without wings is because doing the stop motion thing, what I want is I want the wings to kind of move. So I'm going to be doing them detached. So this is going to be one of the wings when the bird is flying, like flapping with its wings up. And I'm just gonna, just for simplicity's sake, do an identical one. And then one is gonna go behind the bird and one is gonna go in front. Then we can kind of move those down, but I think that when we get to like the midway, I think I might want to make them not as huge. And I think that's good. We might have to add some extra wings tomorrow to see how it's all gonna work. This is honestly so new to me, so I have no idea if this is gonna even look right. Then what I'm gonna do down here, and again I'm gonna be cutting all of these off of this piece of paper, is I wanna have 2 layers of waves that basically when I'm showing the sky, the waves are gonna be moving back and forth. So these I'm going to cut out individually. This might be like a 3-parter one. but we'll see how we do. Alright, so this is good, a good start for the beginning of it. We got our waves, we got the bird, we got the sun, we have the clouds. So another thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna start to work on the underwater part of it. So I know that I wanna have one fish. And again, I'm gonna keep the tail separate so I can have the tail kind of move. I kind of want one fish. When I was practicing this, I was drawing this one kind of fish. It looks kind of like an ice cream cone on its side. So we want to draw this shape and then like the beginnings of little scales. And I feel like I've used this technique a lot, like on the roof of one thing, on the scales of a dragon on another video. So again, it's like doing little loops and then coming up to the middle of the loop right above. Kind of gives it this nice scaly look. So, something like that. And then for its tail that I'm gonna have kind of move, and I mean, it's gonna be pretty like rough looking. I think it's just gonna go, that'll be something that we'll see how that's gonna work. But there's its tail. And then for its eyes, I decided I kind of wanted the fish to blink, you know? So I want to do eyes that are looking. And then in order to transition into like the blinking, I'm going to do 2 little circles with the curved lines right in the middle, and then these little eyelids. And it will make it look like it's sleepy. And then those are the closed eyes for when it's totally blinking. All right. The other thing I wanted to have plenty of are different sized bubbles that'll be coming off of fish and I don't know, off of random maybe bits of coral. And bubbles are easy. We're just gonna kind of end up moving these around quite a lot when it's underwater. So you could draw as many as you want and they'll kind of be dancing around a little bit. Then another idea I really wanted to do was I wanted to draw 2 starfish. So the way that I do it, sorry, I went right into that, is it's like all these curved lines and starfish or sea stars, I think they might be technically called, kind of look like bubbly stars. So again, it's just all little loops connecting to each other like that. Then I also wanted these little guys to have, this one's gonna have eyes that look off in this direction, and this one's gonna have eyes that look in that direction because I want them to look like they're dancing with each other. But you can already draw their little smiley faces on there, or you can even make them unhappy if you wanted to. That would be kind of funny. And then for these ones, maybe instead of the bubbles, I wanted to have like little hearts kind of dancing around. Oh yeah. And you could do the whole like blinking process thing on these, but I might just try and keep these a little simple where they're just they're just blinking very abruptly and dancing. Okay. So I think I wanted to draw also a fish with a bunch of teeth, claws. So we're gonna do like a little triangle on its side but without the bottom. And then like that. And then something like this. Again, I'm gonna keep the tail separate. And this tail is gonna kind of look like this one's tails. And we can go ahead and draw the little series of triangles there for its teeth. This one I'm only gonna do one eye. And a little blinking version. Alright, oh yeah, and another thing you can add to some fish is just like a little triangle without a bottom on its side here for its little side fin. Alright, so now, how are we doing on time? Alright, so I need to wrap this up. I'm going to also draw some coral that is going to be on the bottom, along with a little starfish. So the coral, this is going to be the one piece of coral, but I want it to kind of move slightly. So I'm going to draw the same kind of basic shape, but it's going to be fluctuating back and forth between these two. Again, I have no idea if this is even going to look right. But anyway, I'm going to be changing back and forth between all of these. I'm also going to, since there's 3 versions of them, I'm going to draw, you could draw 3 different faces on them. I'm going to just draw the 3 same basic faces, so it's kind of going to be just like dancing around. And let's see, I also kind of wanted to turn this into like almost like a story, but that might come in the 3rd part if it ends up being the 3rd part. Right now, I guess we're gonna just be playing around with these fish swimming. Maybe we'll have a mermaid. I think that might be almost getting a little too complicated for this particular one. So the other thing I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to draw a bunch of little fish that look like this. So the way I do it is a little line coming almost into like a little triangle, and then a little circle. So these I'm going to cut out individually around like a circle around like that, so that I can move them around. They can swim in their little school. So something like this should be good. Alright, well, this is going to be a big adventure for tomorrow. I might test it out before I do the actual video, and I will make sure that I add an extra note if I've forgotten to do anything. But if you want to follow along, you can draw your own little shapes. You could do as many little bubbles as you want. I'm going to cut these out individually. And we're gonna just try our best tomorrow. It might again take 2 different days to do this whole stop motion, but I'm really excited because I think that it's going to tie in with our comics that we can do. Oh yeah, I think I should just do a quick little explanation, like if you wanted to cut around the starfish, and then you can cut these eyes out together if you want, or you could decide to do them separately. I'm going to just cut little circles around these hearts. I'm going to cut these out individually, little circles around. I'm not going to get too detailed with the cutting. These I might actually cut out all the way around. The bubbles I'm going to cut out individually. These little eyes I might cut out individually or together. You can decide how you want to do it. Then these I'm definitely going to cut out individually and try and get as close as I can. These I'll cut out individually. These I'll for sure cut out. So just to show you that, and then I'm going to try and figure out the waves situation tomorrow. But if you were following along with me, that's how I'm going to cut these out. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow.